Hello everyone and welcome back to Ejima. In this video, I'm going to be giving my 2-year update in my life currently living in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. So last week made 2 years that I've been living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Wow, time really does fly. And whenever I want to do one of these videos, I like to go back and watch my previous videos. So I watched my 1-year update, I watched my 18-month update, and my 18-month update had me laughing so hard. I was in there talking about, oh, I think I may move, blah, 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 la, la, la. I renewed my lease till next November of 2023 because the thought of even moving to another apartment, talk less of another state right now, I don't even have the energy. I really don't have the strength. So I will be here again. So obviously life in Charlotte has been okay. It's been decent, treated me okay. So major updates from my last video 6 months ago. I had mentioned in there that I was looking for a new job, so I did get a new job, and it was fully remote. And like I had mentioned, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be crazy about working fully remote. Oh my gosh, the job wanted to drive me crazy. Like, it's cool, working remote has its perks, but for me, I really would prefer my next job, either definitely a hybrid. I'm not really crazy about going back into work like Monday through Friday. You know, that is a bit extreme as well, but I honestly might even say I'd rather go into work Monday through Friday than work completely remote. At this point, it was just I don't know, it just got so boring and home alone, and I just felt like it made me feel like I always need to go out because I get so bored easily. I'm always in the house staring at the walls, you know. So I know a lot of people love work from home and they hype it up a lot, but I think it's a bit overrated, my honest opinion. Maybe it's just my personality because I'm a people person. I like to interact and socialize. I feel like working fully remote is just too boring. I had mentioned before, my cousin did move here in February, so she's been here about 6 months, and having someone that I'm close to has definitely made my experience much better, just because when someone is new, they're more outgoing, they're willing to try new things, willing to take risks, and sometimes when you stay in a place for a while, you kind of just become used to your life, and even if you're bored with your life, you're just like, oh, this is all Charlotte has to offer, this is all this state has to offer, this is all this place has to offer, and it's easy to just kind of get complacent, which I think I kind of was doing even before she moved here. But you know, she was dragging me everywhere, and honestly in this 6 months I'm tired. Like, we're taking a break. It's really been a lot. So going out, Charlotte definitely has a lot to offer. What I can say is the things I still mentioned before, as far as the Nigerian scene and the African community is just not what we're used to coming from a place like New Jersey. So if you're someone that's a real factor for you in deciding where you'd want to relocate and you really want to be around a lot of Nigerians, I don't know if necessarily I would recommend Charlotte. There's definitely Nigerians, but it's different. And I think what makes it different too is that there's definitely a lot of different type of people here we're just never going to meet because we didn't grow up here, right? Versus in New Jersey, we have that community, right? We grew up there, went to high school there. Most people go to college and they come back home. So we have that community of people we grew up with. So there's always something going on. There's a wedding, there's a function, there's this, there's that. But basically when you move somewhere, until you find that community, you kind of have to go outside to do stuff. Like, you're not really going to get invited to weddings and housewarmings and baby showers, type of events from people when you've just been here for 6 months. How do you even know those people to get invited to those type of events from? You know, so I think the building community part, I think, is the hardest part of relocating. And it definitely is a reason why many people why many people choose to move to a place where they already have someone there that has a community, because it's just so much easier to integrate into someone else's community versus trying to build your own. I did mention in my 1-year update, I talked about joining something. I did join a book club, and we're actually going to have our first in-person book club meeting this month, which I'm really excited about. So that's been fun. Everything has been virtual, so it hasn't just been the same, but it's called Black Girls with Bookmarks. So that's been a good experience. As far as church, it's still 2 years. I'm not proud to say it, but I honestly haven't really found a church that I really feel like it's mine. Like I mentioned in the 1-year update, I started going to the Elevation near me, and now they don't even do services on Sundays, they do services on Wednesdays. And again, like I mentioned, I don't really like going to church just to stare at a screen. I kind of feel like, what's the point? You know, I might as well just stay home and stream it, but then I know staying home and streaming it is not the same thing. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm just gonna pick a church and go every Sunday and call it a day, because I will spend 10 years trying to look for, there's no perfect church because there's no perfect human beings. So that's something that I've just realized in this 2 years. I just think it's also part of just getting out of the rhythm of going to church every Sunday, which was my rhythm pre-pandemic. And then when you're in the pandemic and churches were actually closed and you realize, oh, I can stream it, even though streaming is not even comparable to going into church, it can make you a little lazy. Yeah, so that's still something that I'm not proud of, but it's a reality. I still have found it quite challenging to find a church that I really, really resonate with and I really, really have been consistent with. But that's gonna get better, definitely. So let's talk about the social scene. I had mentioned like trying to get out more outside of just weekends, which is definitely something that we and my cousin have definitely been doing. There's still so many places we haven't tried that we want to try. So many places on that list that I had put in one of my previous videos that seem like really cool spots that we would like to go to. At the same time, you have your regulars, because just going to all these new places can get exhausting, and then you go to them and you don't get what you want. You're just like, oh, this is not my crowd, this is not my scene. I know why people have like the regular spots they go to like every week. You're like, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there, because the reality is that you're not going to try everywhere in a city. You know, there's just way too many places to try everywhere in a city, unless there's something about it that really catches your eye, or something about it, or maybe you know someone that goes there, you know the owner or something of that nature. So yeah, that's been cool. The weekday movements have to slow down. Went to Chris Brown concert last week, went out Sunday, went out it's just sometimes it's too much. But it's summertime, now's the time to go out. The weather's nice, people are outside, so we outside, you know. But definitely, I don't know how people do this consistently. It can really, really get exhausting, and that's the one advantage I can say about working from home, is that it definitely has given me the energy and stamina to go out more, because I know for a fact, even if my cousin had moved here and I was working Monday to Friday 8 to 5, I still don't think I'd be going out as much. Even if I had someone here to go out with, it'll just be like weekend moves. And you know, like the weekends when you're working all throughout the week, you want to catch up on stuff, you want to, you know, cook, laundry, clean, go to church. By the time you notice like what time is left. So working from home definitely gave me a lot of time to explore the city. So I'm definitely grateful for that. Like we always say, like one thing I'm starting to realize that people say, oh, you have to go out, you have to be outside, blah, blah, blah. That is true to an extent, right? Especially when you meet people. It's not always about meeting a person of the opposite sex. It's not about just romantic relationships, right? We're talking about friendships, maybe networking. But I realized that sometimes it's not just about going out. It's about interacting with people when you go out. And I think that's the issue that people tend to have, is like, you can't just go out, stand in a corner, and just talk to the people you came out with. Or go out and just sitting on your phone all day, all the time. You know, if you don't want to meet people, then that's fine. You know what I mean? I get it. But I think it's more than just going out. It's like, how do you interact when you go out? For me, it might be a little easier because I think naturally I'm just a sociable person, right? So I can easily gravitate to people. I can easily go up to someone and be like, oh, I like your outfit, what's your name? You know, I can easily, if I'm in that mood, right? I may not always be in that mood. Everyone that knows me know I have my moods. But I noticed that it's just not about going out. You know, it's more than just getting out the house. Like, how do you act when you go out? How do you connect with your environment? How do you connect with people? You know, are you just standing around, sitting on your phone, waiting for people to come up to you? That's not really the way. And then even if we want to talk about it from the romantic side, one of my friends told me, he's like, Nnena, you know, the problem with you girls don't know how to act when you go out. You have to, he was like, you got to go up to guys and be like, do I know you from somewhere? I was screaming. I was like, what? Basically, I just realized sometimes going out, you know, because everyone that watches channel, I'm not really a big fan of like online dating. I've never, it's just, I don't really care for it. So it's not about just going out. Sometimes I realize when you go out, you're waiting for what comes to you. You don't necessarily get what you want. I know it's not really in a lot of, like, I grew up in Nigerian culture. So in our culture, it's really like a taboo to even the thought of going up to a guy or approaching a guy. You know what I mean? Because the idea is that a man is supposed to chase you. A man is supposed to come after you. A man is supposed to die for you. He's supposed to die on the line. He's supposed to profess his love. Like, you know, he's supposed to, no, you don't want to be cheap, you know? But the reality is that I'm just like, when I sit around and just wait for necessarily what comes to me, I don't really like the options. You get what I'm saying? I don't really like the quality, and they may not be bad people, right? I can like have a guy that comes up to me, he's cute, he's whatever, but he's a playboy. You get what I'm saying? He's not, you know, he's not serious, you know? So I think it's about like in that romantic aspect, I would really say that sometimes I think that us women have to, things are just changing. I think it's the way you do it, because I'm not going to go up to a guy like, hey, what's your phone number? Mine is 973. Like, no, that's a bit too much. But, the eye contact, that's easy. Like if you see a guy you like, just stare at him. Most guys are not going to look away. Not going to. And if he's looking away, either maybe he's shy or he's not feeling you. It definitely makes the guy feel more comfortable to approach you when he's looking at you and you look into him. Maybe you smile, look back at him, or you smile. Maybe you even wave. Sometimes I do that because they're just like staring. I'm like, hi, hello, how are you? Like, because it's just like, what are you looking at? Like, why are you just sitting there staring at me? It's kind of weird. But anyway, I digress. So again, I think sometimes going out could be overrated. Like anything, like I'm always a big advocate of quality, not quantity. So there's no point of going out every day. You're not going to spaces that you really vibe with. You're not really caring for the crowd. Like why not go out less, but go to better places? Instead of going out every other day, maybe like twice a week. But twice a week, you're going to places where you like the crowd, or you feel like these people, you're on the same page, or you vibe with them. That just makes more sense to me. I did put a video of a few weeks ago, a day of Black-owned Charlotte. Please watch that if you haven't. I went to a spa. We went to 1501. We went to Broward at the Lift. We just went to some spots that are like Black-owned, right? And I plan my next one to be like a restaurant, like maybe just like a food, like Black-owned, a day in Black-owned Charlotte, more of like the food scene. I think that would probably be a little different. Again, there's a new restaurant that opened last year in Charlotte, Lags, the Nigerian restaurant. It's a chill vibe. I feel like it's one of the few places you're gonna go and really meet like a lot of Nigerians outside of the club scene, because the club is kind of a hard place to meet people, like it's loud music, people are dancing. I don't think that's really a social place, but if you go to like a restaurant and like hang out at the bar, like you actually get to talk to people. So I would definitely say it's a good spot. And I just heard they started doing Tuesday night specials, and now they have like hookah and all of that. So I definitely think that it's a place with a lot of potential. It's just pretty new. You know how the restaurant business is. When you just open up, you have to give it time to really expand. You give it time to, it's not easy. There's no easy way to make money. The only thing I say, the Black-owned spots, they just tend to be really small. I think that's why 1501 always is like one of the top places to me, because I like that it's daytime. Anyone that they open at night, like on the weekends, but I like the fact that it's like a day thing. Like I'm kind of getting over the whole staying up, not over, I've been over. I don't like staying up late. I don't like wearing makeup to be in darkness. Like I just like the fact, I like going somewhere I can come back to my house like and be in bed at 11 or 12 o'clock. I just like that. And the 1501 is just big. Only thing I could say could be a bit awkward is that like people are just standing around and kind of just feel like you're staring at each other. You know what I mean? It's just like daytime, the sun is out, and so it kind of it's an example, one of those environments that you'd really have to go out of your way and like mingle, or you're just gonna be standing around like you get what I'm saying? Like it's so big that it can be over, like it's so many people. And now recently they don't have the membership anymore. Before you used to pay a membership like of $10 a year, but now like they try and charge, because they said something about the new laws that they can't do memberships anymore in the state of North Carolina. So each time you go, they're trying to charge. I'm just like, so yeah, I don't know about all of that. I still have not made it to like Lake Norman. I still have not gone to any of the beaches, and that's one thing I can't believe. It's been 2 years, and then when I realize how far they are, it kind of makes sense why that hasn't happened, because it's not like these places. Lake Norman, there's no excuse. It's like 30-40 minutes, but whatever. But as far as the beaches, the closest one to me, I think it's about 3.5 hours, and typically I wouldn't necessarily go to the beach by myself. I have to like plan that with people. So yeah, I can't believe. And I'm like actually a beach person. I've not been to the beach since I lived in Charlotte. I have not been to a beach here since I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. That's crazy. So I think it's something I'm gonna try and do in September, because it's still warm. People are back in school. The prices will be better, less crowds. So I think I'm gonna plan a beach weekend for September. So that's one thing I still really want to do. I still do think that I like Charlotte just because it suits my personality. Sometimes it can be a bit small, especially when you stay within a Black scene or African scene. You feel like you're bumping into the same people, but I always feel like that's how it's gonna be anywhere, right? Like Black people, we're just a minority. So any state you go to and you stick to the Black scene, you're gonna end up seeing some of the same people over and over again. That's just the reality. But why I really like Charlotte is because it's small enough, but it's also enough to do. Like I don't feel like, if I wanted to, I think I can go out every weekend and go to different places. I have the places that I like, I have my go-tos, I have places I feel comfortable, there's places I know people, so I might stick to those places. But I feel like there's enough that I could go out every weekend, Friday through Sunday, and like explore different places. There's so many restaurants I still haven't even gone to. Like when I sit down, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I still feel like I've been doing so much. So that's just to show you that there's so much out there. It's all about what you're open to do. If you're willing to try new things, you're willing to do the research, willing to sometimes go out of your comfort zone. Like I'm not the type of person, I don't think I can ever like go to the same places every weekend. Like I know people do that. Again, you're comfortable, the spots, the people. You want to be around people like you. That's a huge factor when you're a person of color sometimes, because there's just certain spaces you go to, you just feel like may feel awkward, or you might feel like you don't belong, you don't fit in. But it is good to try new things. And I'm still, I was watching last video, I was like, oh, am I gonna I don't think moving is just so stressful. Like rent went up a little bit, not too bad. And like, just to let people know, you can negotiate. Like don't feel as if because you live in an apartment, they're telling you have to pay this or pay that. You can negotiate your rent. I know people don't think that, like just because whatever they tell you in your letter, like you can negotiate, try. Even if it's $50 times 12 or 14 months, like that's money. My rent, well, what do I say, went up by 13, 12. It went up by like 130, 120, 130. It went up by 130. So I just did the 14-month lease till November, because end of the year will be a good time to move. I definitely don't think I'll renew it again. I definitely feel like I'll need more space. And by then, who knows, maybe I'll be moving into my husband's house, because that's 14 months. A lot can happen no, that's more than 14 months, because now it's August and the new lease starts September. That's 15 months. A lot can happen in 15 months. So maybe I won't even have to renew any leases anymore for the rest of my life. Yeah, so don't forget to negotiate. I still want to like apartment hunts, even though I'm not looking for apartment, just because I think that it's good to know what's out there and kind of compare. Even though I feel as if I'm not going to find anything as far as location and quality that I'm getting here, but it's still good to know what's out there and what the prices are, just to have an idea of what you're getting for your money. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Time has flown by. Like, I'm just so happy that I took the chance. It hasn't been easy, I'm not gonna lie. Like you guys know, I keep it real. I don't fabricate, I don't glorify, I don't try to make it seem so simple just because I did it. It's not for everyone. Like there's been so many times where it's been really lonely. There's been so many times where it's just like, oh my gosh, like why did I do this? But I've never thought of like going back. It's just I've thought of like the recruitment, so like my cousin came, and Ngozi, if you're watching this, her lease is up in February. I've been telling her what to do. It's all about your people. That's what it comes down to. I say all the time, no matter where you move to, no matter where you go to, it's really the people you have around you. And even though making friends as an adult can be challenging, it's doable. You just have to put in the work, you have to put in the effort. And again, I emphasize on quality friends versus quantity of friends. Like I don't need 10 friends at this point in my life. If I have 3 good friends, 2 good friends in Charlotte, that's more than enough. But at the same time, you don't want to rely on just one person, and you feel like you have to always do something with that one person, or you guys always feel like their plans are your plans, because, what if they're not around? What if they go away for the weekend? Then you're just going to be home by yourself. Before I start my next job, I'm definitely gonna take time off, because like I said, the last job I ended on a Friday. I started my new job on Monday, and I told myself I would never do that again. It was just so much, even though it was work from home, it was just different. Like it's still a learning curve. Trying to train for a job from home was kind of awkward to me, and it was so last minute. Everything happened so fast. I said between my next jobs, I'll definitely take a few weeks off. And I think in that time, I will have some more time to do some of the things I want to do. Like I mentioned, going to the beach. Oh, I did go to Blumenthal Performing Arts for the first time, and I saw the play To Kill a Mockingbird. It was so amazing. It brought me back to my childhood days when we read the book in school. That was really, really good. So is it like, I just want to do different stuff. Like it's not, every day just eat. Like that's the easy stuff to do, but I want to do different stuff, like see plays, outdoor activities, try some new restaurants. And I think I do a pretty decent job. I'll say I'm pretty balanced. I want to do karaoke, those are things that have to be organized, of course. But it's been a cool experience, and I do think that if you're still thinking about moving to Charlotte, you should consider it. Like, of course, things are getting, I'm not gonna lie, things have been getting expensive. So of course you want to do your research and see, as far as the industry you're in, if it would be the best location for you, the job sector, see if you can how much you would make and whatnot. But yeah, I'm team recruitment. So Ngozi, my cousins, everyone, I'm like, you guys come to Charlotte, we'll have so much fun together. We'll have so much fun. Oh my God, come to Charlotte, come to Charlotte. So you never know. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, please like this video. Let us know that you support our channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what type of videos pertaining to Charlotte you would like to see next. So that's always my biggest issue, and I say it all the time. People are like, oh, it's like, what are you talking about? Just do a day and this, a day, and you put the videos up and people are not watching it. So it's like, I'm not gonna put in all that effort. Like, I want to know exactly what my audience wants. I think that's sometimes the hardest part of the of being a creator, is understanding your audience. Like, I'm not just going to create it for me. It's not about me. That's selfish. It's about what you guys want to see. So let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.